Mimo here, and this is going to be a special about what is Ramadan. Now, I know many of you can actually go ahead and Google it, but I thought I'd give you the Mimo version. Actually, no, it's not a Mimo version, just some facts and information. Anyways, Ramadan actually falls on the 9th month of the lunar calendar, the Islamic lunar calendar. Yeah, Islam has a different calendar. We don't really follow the, what is it, American? No, it's not American. The traditional European? I don't know. Whatever. We don't really follow the traditional or the, calendar, okay, that we all, well, I follow, we follow. But technically in Islam, it's actually a moon calendar that follows the cycles of the moon, which is why we actually have to follow the days for fasting according to the moon. So it's when it's a new moon all the way to the end of the moon cycle. And that's why when Ramadan starts, you have some people who are like, oh, it starts like this year, it starts May 6th. And then some people are like, no, it starts May 5 or May 7. There's certain scholars that some Muslims follow. So one scholar is very, very picky about having to see the moon with his actual eyeball. And he's made it very specific. I have to see the moon with my eye. And that's when we know that Ramadan starts. There's another scholar who's kind of caught up with the times, okay, technology. And he's like, hey, so long as we can see it through a telescope, we can use technology, we can time out the times of the moon, we can go by that. It is what it is, you follow whoever. I follow the one with technology scholar. That's the one I follow. So anyways, why is Ramadan so important? Why is it the 9th month of the Islamic moon calendar? Which, by the way, is still in like 14, I think 60 or 70 AD, something like that. Yeah, it's really behind. But anywho, it kind of gives me a peace of mind because you know how everyone's like, well, in the year 2000, the world's going to end. Yeah, we still got like 500 years to go, so that's fine. But anyways, so the Islamic month falls on the 9th. It's the 9th month of the Islamic moon calendar because the Quran actually came down at that time. The first chapters of the Quran were revealed to the Prophet during that time. And that's why this month is so spiritual to a lot of Muslims. And this is why, it falls at that time. So the angel Jibreel or Gabriel, which I'm sure, the top 3 religions have angel Gabriel. I told you guys, it's all the same religion. We all pray to the same God. We just do it differently. But anyways, angel Jibreel came down and gave the chapters of the Quran, the first chapters of the Quran to Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. And that is why it is Ramadan. Also, it is one of the 5 pillars of Islam. There's 5 pillars. Number 1 is announcing, that there is only one God. Okay, and then that's it. No son, no nothing. It's just God. And that Muhammad is the prophet of God. Number 2 is performing, I think they go in order. But anyways, well, I'll list the 5 of them. You perform Hajj. That's another one that every Muslim has to do. Zakat is give to the needy. That's like a must. That's one of the 5 pillars of Islam. We have to give to the needy. It's not a choice. Regardless, even if you are the needy, you still give to the needy. So you have to do it. At the end of the year, it's like a tax. It's a taxable charity income. Whatever money you have left over at the end of the year goes towards the needy, the poor, the orphan, the needy. So that's 3. Ramadan or fasting, that's 4. And then prayers, your 5 daily prayers in which you face Mecca, you face the Kaaba every day. So it's one of the 5 pillars of Islam. That's another reason why we have to do it. So those are 2 reasons. The third reason, and it's not like technically written, but it's known, is that everybody is kind of equal. The rich is equal to the poor, you know what I mean? I know that in terms of Hajj, everyone would be equal because you're all dressed similar. But in terms of Ramadan as well, so like we're very blessed. I'm sitting here talking to you guys on an iPhone. I'm in my comfortable house, on my comfortable couch, and my comfortable, nice clothes. And we're very blessed. So this is a time to remind us that even for us, the ones who are very fortunate to do this, to remind us how a lot of people in the world do live. They struggle from day to day to find food and put food on their table. They struggle from day to day to work hard and even get a little bit of money just to be able to provide for their family. So this kind of lets us feel what the poor feel. And even though the poor do have to fast as well, I guess there's always somebody who is less than you, who needs more than you. So you kind of get that feeling, okay? Now to me, fasting is really, really hard. I'm not going to tell you guys it's easy. It's really, really hard. So it does give me a sense of, my God, we are so blessed that we can wake up in the morning, drink fresh water, have our coffee, have lunch, breakfast, dinner, snacks. We even have to worry about cutting down because of how much we eat. You know what I mean? Exercising, trying to lose weight, and all that stuff. So this really is in a way to make us be more fortunate in our lives, that we are very blessed. It's also another reason for it is spiritually. I mean, it's like a year goes by, you kind of need that spiritual cleanse. So you get that during Ramadan. You get that spiritual cleanse. You're closer to God. There's a lot of things you have to do, like obviously prayer. You have to pray anyways, regardless. Fasting, reading the Quran is one. Giving more to the needy is another one. Doing good to others, and so on and so forth. So it's more of a spiritual thing as well. It's a month long of spirituality. Now, what do you do during Ramadan? Okay, Ramadan is technically fasting from sunrise to sunset. This year it falls on May 6th and ends around June 5, June 6th. Like I said, it follows the Islamic moon calendar, so every month it falls back 10 days because the Islamic moon calendar follows the cycles of the moon, so it's different than the actual calendar. So next year, Ramadan will actually fall 10 days before. So instead of May 5, it's going to be in April 25, something like that, around that time. So every year it goes back. It's great when it falls in during the winter time. It's like so easy. You wake up, you do you can function a little bit, and then by the time it's 5 o'clock, 5:30, that's when you break your fast, because that's when the sun sets. So it's great during winter time. Not so much during summertime, because what time are we going to be breaking our fast? This 9:30. Not 9:30. You crazy? That was last year. Like 8:30. 8:30. Yeah. I didn't know that. 8:30, 8:45, and then it's gonna creep up a little bit because the days are gonna get longer. So from May to June, yeah. So 8:30, 8:45, depending. Yeah. So, and then my poor girls wake up at 5 in the morning to go to school. Yeah, that's over 12 hours of fasting. So you're not allowed to eat or drink anything. Nothing. No, not even water. Okay? I feel like I should get that for my... Can't chew gum. That's right. I know you probably get asked that a lot. You can't chew gum, can't drink water, can't do nothing. You should just get a shirt for like our non-Muslim friends. When you go to school, you should get a shirt that says not even water. No, not even water. Because I know they're going to be like, what? Not even water? So you could be like, what's the shirt say? Not even water, you know? Or, yeah, sorry, my breath stinks. So if you have a lot of Muslim friends during that time, during Ramadan, and they're talking to you like this, then you probably know why they're talking to you like this, because their breath stinks. So I do apologize for that if you ever approach me or anything. But yeah, now it doesn't just abstain from food and water. You have to abstain from other things such as gossiping. It's a big one. It's a big one that a lot of us do. It's very, very, very hard. But yes, that even breaks your fast. Okay, no sexual activities, that breaks your fast too. From sunrise to sunset. Nighttime is a different story. No food or water, and no cheating, no lying, more patience. So all that stuff falls in there. So if you do any of those things, you've actually technically broken your fast. Okay, now you can brush your teeth, of course. You don't want to kill somebody. You could also put water in your mouth and kind of like, and spit it out. So you can do that. Just try to spit out as much as possible. So you can do those things. It's fine. But the rest you just can't have. And basically, fasting all day once sunrise or once the sun sets, Muslims prepare themselves like a nice little meal, a nice little feast. A lot of Muslims go a little bit overboard. Okay? Guys, know who you are. It's not a month of let's see how much we can make and eat. Technically, by the end of the day, you think you're going to eat a feast. You're not. So usually most Muslims have a bowl of soup. Okay, a soup is prepared. Fatoush, a type of salad, but fatoush is generally what it is. Me, growing up, we always had soup. Okay, so every day was like every other day because the soup would be for 2 days. Fatoush was a must. You have to have fatoush. Fatoush is just like awesome. Okay, fries, which I got the air fryer, so I'm not going to be using no more oil. That's great. Because I always gain weight during Ramadan, and I blame it on the fries, because I really keep eating those fries. And so fatoush, soup, fries, that's like a must. And a main meal. Now, my family, by the time they're done with, and literally, it's like a small scoop of soup. and the fatoush and a little bit of fries, and the fatoush, mind you, is this small when they eat. They can barely even eat the meal. You're so stuffed you can't, you know, your stomach has been just tightened throughout the day. It just can't handle that much. So they barely even eat the meal. So I always make one small little meal, regardless of what it is. You know, a lot of people are shocked, like that's it. That's what your dinner is gonna be. Yeah, I'm not gonna make extra because you know what? This is also a month of not being wasteful, okay? We really, really have that problem. A lot of Muslims have that problem where they overdo it and it's so wasteful. Because it's like, oh, I'm not going to eat this the next day. Nobody wants to eat leftovers, you know what I mean? So just please don't be wasteful this Ramadan, okay? I always make exact. And like maybe this much will be thrown away, this much literally. So I try very hard to just always make the exact amount, you know? And I've learned it from my mom. My mom is the same way. Even if we invite people, I make like a couple of different dishes so everybody has a variety, but it's usually very minimal, the exact. And it has nothing to do with cheapness or anything like that. It's nothing to do with trying to show off. It's because you don't want to be wasteful, and that's the important thing. All right, now you might see a lot of jokes going around that, oh, I'm gonna break my fast with my date, you know? Yeah, they're talking about tamar. Date is a tamar. It was known that the Prophet, peace be upon him, always broke his fast with a tamar, a date, because it has all the necessary nutrients that your body needs after a long day of fasting. And so every day before you break your fast, you kind of eat a piece of tamar. So many Muslims, what they do is they eat a tamar, then they go pray, because technically when the sun sets, that's when prayer is. That's when the night prayer is, Maghrib prayer. So they go to pray, then they come back to eat. Mommies, on the other hand, don't generally do that, because mommies are the ones who are preparing the food. So they don't have time to be like, okay, let's set the table, prepare the food, go pray, and then come back and eat. That's not going to happen. So usually I sit and I eat. Plus the whole time, if I do that, I tried it once and I was like, while I was praying the whole time, I was thinking about, okay, oh my God, that soup smells so good, that fatouche, I just can't wait to eat it. So it's like, did my prayer even count? I was thinking about food the whole time. Yeah. So now, who doesn't fast? Okay, you might be thinking, well, Muslims are hardcore. Everybody fasts, even like the 3-month-old baby. No, 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 no. I had somebody ask me once, your 3-year-old's fasting? I'm like, yeah, my 3-year-old is fasting because we're that evil. Why don't you go ahead and call social services while you're at it? No, 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 no. It's when you hit puberty. So girls hit puberty when they're young because, I'm sorry, but we mature a little bit faster than boys do. And it's well known, although these generations growing up, I don't know about the maturing. But anywho, that's another story.
Hey.
Yeah, so... Listen, by the time I was 19, I was ready to get married. You're telling me in like 4 years you can get ready to get married? Yes. I don't think so, girl. Even though I don't want you to get married at the time you're 19,
I
no.
will just to prove
That
you.
will. Oh my God! I will kill you. Out of the question. No, out of the question. Anyways, so girls mature early on. Technically, their fasting for them starts at the age of 9. I know it's a really young. I know. But it's kind of a way for them to get used to it. So I started when I was 9. I continued. I never broke a year. Although
I can remember fasting at 9.
my mom said that I have to make up 25 days because, oh, by the way, if you miss a day of fasting, you have to make it up. Okay, it's just you have to. So my mom said that when I was 9, I had 25 days because she's like, I was so small and skinny and puny and just like looked like I was dying. She's like, you don't have to fast. I told her I technically don't remember that. So technically I don't know those 25 days. Plus I was young. I was 9. It's not like, yeah, God's not going to be like, oh, you were 9 and you didn't fast. You know, I think it's going to be, he's very forgiving. So yeah, so we're just going to brush that under the table, you know, whatever. It's okay. So yeah, technically you have to, but it's okay. I mean, you'd see your child how they are. For boys, it's like 12 or 13, something like that. I know, a big difference. I don't know how my son's going to be. I feel like he's going to be the biggest complainer, but he's kind of already fasting anyways. The child doesn't eat anything.
He's so small.
He doesn't eat anything. It's like, oh, he snacks here and there on crap and processed food, but other than that, yeah, he lives off of popcorn. Literally doesn't eat anything. So I think he can do it if we wanted to. But anyways, so that's where it goes. Now, so who doesn't fast? Kids obviously don't fast. If you're pregnant, don't fast. It's not obligatory on you to fast.
Pregnant women should have to make it up.
I know. I don't
That's
think
my
so
opinion.
either. I know.
Because-
But if you're pregnant and you don't fast all those months that you are, I mean, all those days, you do have to make them up. Now, I was pregnant throughout all three of my kids through Ramadan. It happened to fall in Ramadan, but I fasted. I went to the doctor, and then the nurse, when I had asked the nurse, she's like, oh my God, don't even think about it. No, no. Like, that's how much she had a heart attack.
Jeez.
I know. I was taken
We're
aback.
alive,
I was
aren't
like,
we?
all right, dude. So, but then when the doctor came in, I was like, listen, I asked the nurse, but I want to ask you, is it okay if I fast while I'm pregnant? And he's like, so he leans over, he's like, yeah, you can fast. Just if you feel lightheaded, break your fast. But if you feel like you can do it, go ahead. I'm like, okay,
Do you
thanks.
all the days?
I fasted all the
How
days.
many months for you?
I don't know, I forgot, but I fasted through all of you guys, I remember.
You were like 8 or 9 or...
One of them, I think I was like 6 maybe. I don't know, I forgot. But I do remember your teta, my mother-in-law, was with us at that time. She had a heart attack. It was with
I
Aya.
heard you are.
She's like, what? Simon, that? What I'm kid. I'm like, no, I'm fasting. I'm like, I am not making up 30 days. And she's like, no, you're not. I'm like, yes, I am. She got so mad. And then one time I was cutting up fatush and I kind of felt faint. It was towards the end of the evening. It was like an hour left. I felt faint and lightheaded, and then I just couldn't take it. And she started yelling at me. And she's like, go break your fast. I'm like, there's an hour left. I did not waste that whole day for an hour. No. So she's like, then go lay down on my. So I just laid down on the couch. But yeah, I didn't make up. I did all of them. But if you feel lightheaded and whatnot, then you shouldn't fast, And if you have complications, you shouldn't. Also, old people don't need to fast. If you're like really, yeah, if you're a lot older.
How old? Like,
I don't know, but if you're towards the age where you just, yourself, you can't fast. If you have medical problems, like you're diabetic, like Hattie can't fast, So if you're diabetic or anything like that and you need to take medicine.
He never has to fast?
No. He
And
has to
doesn't
take
have
his insulin. He has to take his shots. He can't fast. You can't do that. Yeah. And it's not his fault. That's technically not, he doesn't have to make up any days. Yeah. So if you're a diabetic, if you have any medical reasons like a loss of a kidney, one functioning kidney, you can't fast. Like Jindu can't fast either because he doesn't have a kidney. He's got one functioning kidney. So you can't fast either. Any medical reasons, I told you, God tries to make things easy for us. So they can't fast as well. If you're sick, you can't fast. It's not obligatory on you. You know what I mean?
If you have to take medicine.
Yeah, if you have to take
You
medicine.
can still have a cold.
No, not a cold. I don't mean a cold. I mean like
sick medicine.
Something you need daily to survive on. So you can't fast. What else? Oh yes, when you're traveling for some reason, because I guess you're away from home and whatnot, you can't fast as well. That actually breaks your fast. So when you travel. And yeah, that's about it. I think those are the reasons for people that they don't need to fast. But the pregnant women do have to make it up if they don't fast. Also, the time of the month for ladies, because technically it's kind of like you're impure, because when it's the time of the month for us, we can't even pray. But we don't have to make up prayers. So we can't pray, but we don't have to make them up. But we can't fast, but we do have to make up those days. Which,
it's not our fault.
I get so annoyed because like it'll be in the middle of the month and you're just like, you're into it, you're in with the flow, and then you're like, damn it, no man, you know what I mean? So I'm always like praying that I'm just like, well, we don't want to get too detailed, but anyways, yeah, so you can't, and then you have to make that up later. Towards the end of the month, we have Eid, the day where fasting is done. And Eid is like, to put it in better words, like your Christmas. It's like a very exciting day, You wake up, many people go to the mosque, they pray, they do their obligatory fasting or Eid prayer. I've never done it, shame on me, I know. It's a long prayer. I know, anyways. Okay, so you do your prayer. Sometimes they'll have a little party or whatever. Then you visit family. You can give gifts to kids if you want. But the known thing between Muslims or Arabs, I don't even know if it's a Muslim thing, passing out money. I remember going to my aunts and uncles when generations before, we used to visit each other a lot. Nowadays, nobody visits anybody. It's kind of sad, but I feel like it's because everyone has to work to survive, so no one has time. But that's another story. But anyways, I remember going to my aunts and uncles, and I'd have my little like purse that my mom bought me, because like for Eid you get all the kids a new outfit, new shoes, you know, you get them all dressed up and everything, and then you go out. So I had my little purse, and every aunt and uncle that I visited, they'd give me that money, and the older kids got more money than the younger kids. So like me, I always got like 20 bucks, and then my younger sisters would get like 10, and then 5, and then it decreases with age. Even the little baby, they give them like $1 and whatnot. But anyways, yeah, so that, for my generation, that kind of geared out of the money thing, and we got each other, we got like my nieces and nephews and their cousins presents, you know, little presents and whatnot. I felt like that was cuter because they get to open it up. It's more exciting. But now they all just want money to buy like crap for Fortnite and stuff, or Roblox. But yeah, so we used to do that. My brother-in-law actually told me when he went to Lebanon one time, and they're like 7 brothers and sisters, and they're all older, so they all have kids, and their kids have kids. Like some of their kids have kids. Like my mother-in-law is a freaking great-great-grandmother. She's a grandmother, and then her daughter, no, she's a great-grandmother. So anyways, so he went, and he's like, it was so funny because I was passing out. I didn't want to be cheap, so I was giving them all like hundreds. So they all stood in line in this long line of kids, just passing out hundreds. It was like the best for them, you know? Could you imagine? I'd be like, I want to stand in that line too. I'd be on my knees with my shoes and be like, hi, I'm okay, you know, giving them my purse. But yeah. And all right. So that is pretty much it. For Ramadan, what I do is I decorate the entire house, make it look all pretty. I told you, it's like your Christmas, okay? I decorate it with all Ramadan goodies. I get the kids excited. I even do a little special thing where every day they open up a cute little goodie bag, and it's in each goodie bag, there's an item in there for each of them, and it doesn't have to be too expensive or anything like that. But at the end of the day, when they're done fasting, not Ali though, Ali doesn't fast yet. It's exciting for them, you know? They had a long day, so it's exciting for them. And yeah. Oh yes, you also have to, by the end, you don't have to, but you should, by the end of the month, try to get through the whole Quran. So it's like, you divide it by 30 days, and I think it's like, I don't know, 10 pages a day. It's not bad when you divide it up and you read it. So I also go ahead and do that. And then there is, in the middle of Ramadan, or towards the end, the Night of Power. That's supposedly the day that the chapters of the Quran did come down, Laylatul Qadr. And it's supposedly like a night of 1,000 prayers. Like you pray one prayer, it's worth like 1,000 prayers that like washes away your sins. So a lot of Muslims actually stay up the entire night praying and reading Quran and doing dua and listening to lecture and then praying some more, and a lot of things that you have to do during that night. So it is a very well-known night, very spiritual night, very faithful night, and I kind of stay up with my daughters and we do that as well. Hopefully it doesn't fall on a school day. They used to be able to skip school the next day, but right now in high school, they just have so much work that they like to avoid skipping school. But anyways, anywho, how many times do I say anywho, man? All right, that's about it. If you do have questions, or if there's something that I did not cover, you know, you can go ahead and leave a comment below, and hopefully I can get to it, I can answer it. I hope you guys like this video. Please, I'll be like the other YouTubers. Oh my God, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe below, okay? All I see after the ending of every video. So don't forget to hit that like button right there and subscribe and comment. Anyways, all right, there we go. Anyways, I'll see you guys later. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you again. By the way, I went with this color because everybody seemed to tell me they love it so much. So thank you.